Quit India movement was one of the first people's movement in India, completely, entirely run by the people, without any reference to the top leadership of the realm. And it started as a result of, it was not led by the Congress, it started as a result of the government taking action against the leaders of the Congress. That's the most important thing for us to remember, that it was a movement which enabled the people to express their deep-rooted anger at the manner in which the government of India used to treat Indians, keep them out of all systems of governance, not involve them in any decision making, and the people, in the deepest of their hearts, people felt that the government should now go. The British should go. The objective of the movement in that sense was, there was no single objective. The movement was extremely chaotic. The movement did not start with the Congress either. The Quit India movement actually started on the 9th of August. On the 8th of August, the Congress had its second day of All India Congress Committee meeting was held in Bombay, in what is known now as the August Kranti Maidan. And in this meeting, on the final day of the meeting, resolutions were passed. These resolutions effectively said, Jawaharlal Nehru was the one who moved the resolution, and Jawaharlal Nehru moved the resolution which said that the British should now leave India. The phrase that Gandhiji had provided, the British should now quit India. 6 amendments were put forth for the resolution. Of these 6 amendments, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, who was heading the Congress at this time, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad requested that these resolutions, these amendments be withdrawn so that an expedited resolution could be taken. This expedited resolution could not happen because only 3 amendments were withdrawn. The other 3 amendments were proposed by various communists from different communist leaders with different communist leanings. Those resolutions were asked to be discussed. Those resolutions effectively said that the Congress should first work for communal amity, communal harmony, and then the Congress should look for the British to quit India. Any mass movement should start only after communal harmony had been achieved. That was the sum total of those resolutions. When the resolutions were put to vote on the 8th of August 1942, on Saturday, there were a total of 240 votes. Of those 240 votes, 12 votes came in favor of the amendments. The rest of the votes were against the amendments. These 12 votes, which came from the communists, when these communists voted, there was a collective call of shame. People shouted from the meeting, from the floor, people shouted shame, shame, because these people were essentially saying that first you appease the Muslims, first the Congress should reach out to the Muslims, and then only the Congress should ask for a movement, a mass movement which asks the British to leave India. When Jinnah was asked a question about the Congress resolution, Jinnah said that Nehru was essentially lying, because Nehru saying that the Muslims stood with the Congress, this was essentially a lie. The Muslims stood with the Muslim League. The Muslim League had already asked for a separate realm for Muslims, the realm of Pakistan, and Jinnah was very clear. Jinnah repeated his statement as the Congress passed its resolution. Jinnah repeated his statement that there should be a separate Pakistan. Muslims need a separate nation in India because there is essentially a major division between Hindus and Muslims, and unless that is sorted out, nothing further can happen. Gandhi rose up to make his speech. Gandhi spoke for 70 minutes in Hindi and another 20 minutes in English. So Gandhi essentially gave 2 speeches. In the first speech, Gandhi gave out in great detail how the people of India preferred to be self-governing. Gandhi gave examples about how Indians have always behaved in a very responsible manner. Gandhi explained that Indians were known to be people who were non-violent, who were willing to work with the government. However, Gandhi also insisted that Gandhi insisted that the government should make an effort to reach out to the people, to involve people in governance, and to involve people in the defense of the realm. Gandhi's statements were supported by people who were from the Akali Dal. Sardar Pratap Singh Kairo, who was present in the meeting, he insisted that the Sikhs were completely in favor of the Quit India resolution, that the English had only one option before them, and that was now to leave India. There was no further space left for negotiations. So this is as far as the Quit India movement resolution is concerned. The Quit India movement, however, did not start with the resolution. This is something that we have to understand. The Quit India movement did not start with the resolution because Master Tara Singh, who was with the Akali Dal, he disagreed with Pratap Singh Kairo, and Master Tara Singh insisted that the Sikhs had benefited a lot by participating in the First World War, and therefore the Sikhs should use the opportunity provided by the Second World War, the war that was being fought in Europe, to take benefits from the government and assert themselves and demonstrate themselves to be a martial, warlike people. By the time these resolutions were passed, the information was reaching the government. The government started arresting everyone. So by the evening of 8th August 1942, all the major leaders of the Congress, some 70 of them, the major leaders of the Congress, some 70 of them, which effectively amounts to almost half the All India Congress Committee, they were arrested. These people then were transported to Pune. Gandhi, his entire family was transported to Pune. His friends were in Pune, and they were immediately put in prison. The government had already prepared its plans on what the prison would be, where these people would be taken. Nehru and company were taken to the Ahmednagar jail. That is the Ahmednagar fort, where they were jailed in the fort. Gandhi was taken to the Aga Khan Palace in Yerwada, and he was housed over there. That became jail for him. At the same time, a larger number of second-rung Congress leaders, like Aruna Asaf Ali. Aruna Asaf Ali's husband, Mr. Asaf Ali, he was a leading lawyer, and he was part of the All India Congress Committee. He was part of the leadership of the Quit India resolution. He was arrested. So Aruna Asaf Ali got up onto the stage. Aruna Asaf Ali started taking decisions. Aruna Asaf Ali was helped by Jai Prakash Narayan, who started taking decisions. And between them, these young firebrand leaders of the Congress, who till now had essentially maintained a very low profile, they began to come forward and organize things. However, once again, this is something very important for us to remember. The Quit India movement did not happen as a consequence of the Congress. The Quit India movement happened because the people of India were extraordinarily upset that the government had acted in a rough manner and arrested and had done wrong. Ethically, the government had lost all legitimacy in the minds of the people. With the government losing all legitimacy in the minds of the people were absolutely free to go against the government and try to overthrow the government. Across the country, spontaneous movements took place in a large number of towns. Government simply ceased in Punjab, in Bihar, in the United Provinces, in the Central Provinces, in Bombay Presidency, in the Madras Presidency. People simply refused to allow the government to function. That was essentially the Quit India movement. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's statements on the Quit India movement don't matter, because Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was already on the sidelines. He was not part of the main movement anymore. As part of the main movement were the various communist leaders who now insisted that unless a unity between Hindus and Muslims is crafted first, it would not be possible for India to organize a mass movement. A mass movement would be harmful. So Sardesai, Adhikari, all these people, along with their cadres, they, as the fiction goes now, they oppose the movement. But once again, the thing to remember is that there was no clear opposition or support to the movement. The movement was essentially an autonomous movement, and no one was really asking any leader to come out in support of the movement. It was just the fury of the people which was out on the streets. As the fury of the people out on the streets, the response from the colonial government was vicious. The colonial government had already demonstrated that it did not lack in viciousness. It had already bombarded towns during the Rowlatt Satyagraha protests. Now, once again, the colonial government resorted to major police action against everyone. So towns were bombarded across the country, not one or two, but across the country. Aircraft were used to strafe, machine gun fire, say, people who were agitating on the ground. They were strafed. The police tried to establish control by simply blasting people off. Anyone who came to obstruct the police was simply physically removed. And for almost a week, there was no government in India. There was no government in India, but as we all know, in modern times, the modern state is extraordinarily powerful. Spontaneous movement may be demonstrating that people have power, that people are upset with the government, but spontaneous movements do not have the ability to overthrow governments. So by the end of August, almost all the major leaders had been arrested. Aruna Asaf Ali remained out. Jayaprakash Narayan had gone underground. They tried to bring out some newspapers, but the success of those newspapers, their readership, their ability to communicate any thoughts, that's more in the realm of our imagining that a publication carries some value in such chaotic circumstances. The circumstances were extraordinarily chaotic, and the Quit India movement came to an end. The Quit India movement actually fizzled out. It was not as if the Quit India movement ended on a particular day. After about a week or so, the government was back in charge, and the Quit India movement passed into history. As the Quit India movement passed into history, the most important and the interesting thing is that the people's memories of the Quit India movement also started to change. A few things important over here. Historians did not study the Quit India movement much. It was only in the last about 10 years when there was a change in government in India, when there was a more nationalist government coming in, that the Quit India movement started being studied. I had asked Aruna Asaf Ali when she used to visit Punjab in the 1980s, in the early 1990s. She was very active in Punjab in times of terrorism, as to how the government had responded to the Quit India movement, and did the government even appreciate and acknowledge what was going on. Her answer was no, there was nothing from the side of the government, even though her husband had been a major player in the Quit India movement, in the Congress party, and he had been a major player later on also. So that is how it was. People in India have a tendency to forget revolutionary activities, to forget actions of great heroism. So the participants of the Quit India movement were absolutely and completely forgotten. That's how it has remained till very recently. Hopefully some of it will change in the future.